everyone, and welcome to the latest episode of my vlog. Today's episode is about one of my favorite dishes, laksa. Oh, I love laksa so much. It is one of my favorite comfort foods, and it reminds me of my childhood growing up in Singapore. And unfortunately, it is also one of the hardest dishes to find here in the UK. Now, there are various Chinese and Malaysian restaurants offering laksa on their menus, but none of them actually taste anything like the real thing. So imagine my surprise when I read about the Londonlaksaco on Facebook, and I just had to track them down. So today, I'm in Chatsworth Market with Tricia and Rob, and we are going to meet Ian, the man who created the Londonlaksaco, and of course, taste some of his laksa. Yeah. Yes, I think we found it. I can do it. It's fine. So Ian, could you tell me how long have you been doing laksa on the streets of London?
So on the streets of London, it's been just over a year.
Okay.
Yeah, we had our first market, I think it was April last year actually, over in Shepherd's Bush. And then since then we've been in the northeast of London, in the markets here.
And what has been the response so far in terms of people tasting laksa? Do people even know what laksa is?
Yeah, it's been, I think, first of all, it was more surprised that they could get a laksa.
Yeah.
So lots of people have been kind of, first had interest, people walking past, and then been like, oh wow, they're doing a laksa, and then would kind of ask us, is it a good one? That was always the first question, it's like, is it a good laksa? So we try and get people to try it, but we've had really good response. I think you're always going to get a mixture of opinion on spice level. Yeah. Some people it's just too hot, some people it's not enough. But we've had quite tough customers. You know, people lived in Singapore all their lives, in Malaysia as well. So yeah, it's been really good response so far, and I think people are just happy to see it out and about a bit more.
If I may ask, I see the other Ian chopping leaves, spices, herbs back there.
Yes.
What are those? Are those laksa leaves?
Grab that one. They are.
How on earth do you get hold of laksa leaves in London?
These are rao ram, as
May I smell them?
Yeah.
It's the real thing.
Yeah.
Oh, childhood memory.
That one.
Oh, thank you.
You can actually plant it, I think.
Literally? Can I? I will.
You can chop it off and put it in.
Put it in water.
In compost. It'll this bit will.
Oh wow.
Apparently.
Smell this fish. Smell it.
Yeah. It took me quite a lot of hunting around to find it.
Where on earth did you find it?
I can't tell you.
So can you tell me about your love affair with laksa? How did it all begin? When did you first have laksa?
It began when I was hungover in near Soho. I worked Court Road, and a friend of mine took me for some lunch, and I said I was hungover, and he said, oh well, you should have laksa then. And I had never had it, and he was like, well, you like noodle soups? And I was like, yeah, I do. So he said, well, it's spicy and it'll be good for you for your hangover. So I actually had it the first time then in Chinatown, and loved it, and it was amazing. And I actually felt afterwards I was kind of sweating, but I felt great. And I just had to kind of keep having it. So I started basically experimenting then to do my own version from there. And he'd had it from travelling in Singapore and Malaysia. We have a mixture of everything. I mean, some people put everything on, but obviously we've got laksa leaves, so we put a little bit of coriander as well. Just a couple of these on top. Crunch. And just finish off with the prawns. I don't really know why we do this on the top, but it kind of looks pretty. So.
It does.
Get it at the right angle.
Ooh, so we have some extra chili.
Extra sambal, yeah.
Yeah, oh
so
yes.
We are in the process of making our own sambal, but we're not quite there yet in getting it like jarred and on the markets. So if you want any extra, then you can.
Okay, what I'm going to do there, I'm going to have a quick taste, and then we'll come back and have a little bit more of a chat.
Help yourself to chopsticks.
Yes, please. Right. Thank you. A lot of the flavors are there, especially in terms of the laksa leaves. The texture is a little bit different from what I'm used to in Singapore. I think there's probably 1 or 2 ingredients that will give it a more grainy, sandy texture, because I know in Singapore we would ground down dried prawns, and that would give the soup a bit more of a texture, but maybe it's sucked down to the bottom. But in terms of the flavor goes, it's actually very authentic. Some of the ingredients, like cucumber, we don't normally find that in Singapore laksa, but we certainly do in Penang laksa. Coriander, we wouldn't see that in Singapore laksa, but maybe they do that in Penang laksa. And the noodles, he's using ordinary, well, mi fen or bihun, and we tend to use fatter laksa noodles. It's made of the same stuff, it's just the diameter of the noodles are different, but otherwise it's very good. And for the homesick Singaporean and Malaysian students looking for a taste of home, it doesn't get much better than this, I think. So
it's more spicy than I thought it would be. I thought it would be milder to cater for the Western taste.
Yep.
More watery than I thought it would be.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Compared to the laksa in Malaysia. I think he's done a good job to cater for the Western market. Compared to the laksa in Malaysia, Singapore, probably not the same thing, but I think international students coming over for a good laksa would enjoy this. They'll probably add a bit more of the shrimp paste. Malaysian laksa is more thicker.
Yeah.
More of that shrimp taste to it. I feel the herbs in Malaysia are a lot fresher as well over here.
Yeah.
It seems more, because the leaves are already dried.
Yeah.
If not the drier, you don't get that aroma, that oil.
Yeah.
That you'll get in Malaysia.
But what about from the perspective of the white guy? Because obviously Ian here has got to make money and sell laksa to people like you rather than people like Tricia and I.
Well, the off-putting thing about the sort of Singaporean and maybe Malaysian laksa is the prawn pastes smell.
Sambal belacan.
It does unfortunately smell a little bit like dead fish, rotting fish, and that's somewhat off-putting for me.
Okay.
The fact that this doesn't smell of that is a bonus for me. It makes it actually a really nice, very fragrant, but fragrant in a fresh kind of way rather than a rotting kind of way.
I think what we're trying to say on balance is that Ian has created something that will on compromise appeal to both you and someone like you and someone like Trish.
Yeah.
Is that correct? Is that bad to say that? Yeah.
In fact, it's so good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get myself a pot now.
Yay!
Can't wait for this.
Yeah, you've got yours. Okay, Cry. You've just had a lot of customers. Is the trade usually this good?
Yeah, it has been. Yeah, it can be one of those things. It can go a bit up and down when there's quiet periods. But in general, I think when people have kind of the confidence to come and see that someone else has bought one and they're kind of enjoying it, then it can sort of keep going from there. But yeah, it's been pretty popular in general.
Okay, so what I have observed here in your stall is that you're putting together the final product here.
Yeah.
But where do you do the food prep? Literally at home?
Yeah, I'm doing the prep at home, and we basically, we essentially do either the night before or the morning, so the noodles we always do on the morning of the market, and then we bring everything in cool boxes. So that's why we've got it as a simple setup at the minute, that the only hot thing essentially is the boiling hot broth, and then everything else goes in ice cold. So that's the way we've been kind of doing it.
Can you tell us where we would find you during office hours? What do you do as your day job?
So I work, I'm director of digital production, marketing agency, so it's quite a full-on job, and it's called Mirum, the actual company. So we do a lot of website development, 3D animated videos, marketing, and I've got more of a digital planning media background. That's what I did before that, more advertising. So that's kind of where I am. 9 till 5, maybe 9 till 8.
Yeah. Lots of customers were actually queuing up to get Ian's laksa. So I decided to try a Vietnamese spring roll from the stall next door whilst he was busy serving customers, and it was actually pretty good. Lots of great food at this market.
Okay.
Amongst the many stalls at the Chatsworth Road Market, the Londonlaksaco company is actually one of the most popular ones there. There is always a queue of people waiting to get a taste of Ian's laksa. Noticeably, most of them are locals rather than homesick Asian students looking to get a taste of home. Okay, well, Ian, it's been fascinating watching you prepare your laksa. It's been a great day for you today, I understand. I'm just wondering how people can find out more about the Londonlaksaco company.
Yeah, well, firstly, thank you for coming and trying it. Appreciate you coming down. So you can go on our Facebook, so it's /Londonlaksaco all together, all lowercase. We also have Twitter, again, #Londonlaksaco, and also on our Instagram, if you happen to come down, we'd love to see people's pictures. So it's Londonlaksaco on there as well. So Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, and you can get in touch there as well.
Okay, right, Ian. It's been a genuine pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Okay, right, see you guys soon. Cheers. Thank you.
Bye.